Hey guys, this is Matthew with another Vlogger One-on-One. Today we're gonna talk with a vlogger that I've known for a little while now. He has a vlog that, you know what, I'll let him describe it. Michael, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Adalie, say hi. First question, what made you start your vlog?
I'm a stay-at-home dad, and I was taking my kids out, taking Adalie out to the parks and just to like art galleries and stuff every day. I thought it might be cool to like show some other parents that you could do the same kind of thing. Like sometimes the idea of education only exists in a school or a classroom, and I feel like you can learn anywhere, anytime. So I'm taking my kids out and doing all these things, and I just thought that I would show other people and start to share it with everyone else.
What's the name of your vlog?
Raising Shanghai. Or in Chinese, Shanghai, which means rose-colored Shanghai.
How often do you update?
Now she's in school, so we've switched to a 2-week. Every 2 weeks we have a video. But as soon as the summer comes, we'll be going back to every week again. It's just really tough, like while she's in school.
How long have you been making episodes? When did you start?
I would say we have about 90 videos on our channel now, and about a little over 2 years ago, probably, we started.
Adalie, how old were you when you started making these? Do you remember?
6. So you're 7 now.
I think you were tiny. I saw a few of the original ones. You're like this big.
Yeah,
She's literally this big. Maybe this big. What's it like doing a video with a kid and then having to deal with those kind of things? Is it have its own set of challenges, right?
Absolutely, and you can kind of see how it's changed, but she's gotten much better, so she knows like what we're there for and like what we're talking about. Like we're talking about the place. It's more about her experience in the places that we go. The hardest part, if you watch like maybe around episode 30, I had a backpack where I put my son in the backpack so I could have them both. And he was just kind of like R2-D2, you know, in the back, on the back, just looking around, and that was super cool. But as soon as he started being able to walk and move around, it got to be really difficult, you know, being in a museum or something with all of these people, and she's going this way and he's going that way, and at that point I decided one or the other.
Vlogging is a multifaceted thing. There's some people that do automobile review vlogs, some people do food vlogs, some people do daily life vlogs like me. What would you say your category is, and what makes your vlogs different from, say, anybody else's out there?
My vlogs are not topical. What I make is more about the place and about the experience that we have, you know, together. And I'm really trying to show like what it's like to be a kid in China and all of the fun things that you can do. All of the things there are to see in Shanghai, around Shanghai. I try to make it like something fun to watch just for like 4 or 5 minutes, you know, something that like just when you finish watching it, it's like, wow, that was really cool.
So you guys, a lot of you might not have ever met Premo before, if you were to direct them to a video that would give them a good view of what you produce so that they could say, okay, I understand Raising Shanghai, I understand his channel, which ones would it be and why?
I really liked the new HAISU Art Museum, and why? It had, you know, it had all of the elements of what I do. It had like the really nice gimbal shots. It had like her actually like engaging with the content in the video where she could read like about the history of the museum, and it really fit together well. It was one of my favorites.
I'm gonna leave links to all of the videos that he suggests, and I'm also gonna leave a link to an episode that we did at the Shishi wetlands.
The moist lands.
They were moist lands. The next question is about gear. All vloggers kind of have a different setup that they film with. A lot of us are filming so run and gun that we have a specific setup that works for us. So Premo, what is your setup and why do you like it?
80% of the time I'm using my Sony A7R II with a 24-70 Sony Zeiss lens, and I have a battery grip to help with a little bit of stabilization when it's handheld. With this I have a strap, and it goes right on my backpack so I can drop my camera anytime and chase my kids or deal with any kind of emergencies, but also it kind of helps me stabilize it. I have a Rode Video Mic Pro that actually just broke last week, so I'm using the Video Mic Pro, but I prefer the Rode Link because I can just strap this on her, and no matter where she's walking, the sound is always perfect. I don't really need to think about how far away I am from her, or where she is. I know that I always have my sound, so this is a lifesaver. I have a Sony RX100 Mark V. I use this on my Juni gimbal. I'm not going to put it all together here, but I just put it on here and I can walk around. This has nothing for the audio. This is just to get like some shots of like moving shots or transition shots. Great for that. So the gimbal I use probably with this camera maybe 10% of the time with my video. Finally, I have my new toy, the DJI Mavic Pro. I actually haven't used this, although I do have some drone footage in my videos that came from Matt or, from somebody who knew how to fly a drone. Obviously for some things like an art museum or someplace, a school or inside the dentist's office, it's a no-go.
You can fly in a dentist's office, no problem.
I think I can try. The dentist's office was next to the zoo, which was next to the airport though, so that was a no-go. Having said that, like my gear has changed, I don't even know how many times. From the start I've probably gone through at least 15 or 20 tripods, a few cameras, just trying to find what I like. It's okay, my head wasn't cut off.
I did a good job. You might not like it. He's very angry when I cut the top of his head off, but I actually do like to put people in this little zone and have them almost from head, whatever. This is my series. You can't control my series. Okay, so people do these vlogs for different reasons. Some people just want to show their life. Some people want to highlight what they're doing, like cars or whatnot, food that they're eating. Some people want to make a living out of it. So what for you is the future of Raising Shanghai, or whatever iteration you end up choosing? Where do you want your series to take you?
I guess when I started, and even now, it's more for posterity and just leaving some memories for my kids, and so I kind of wish that I had this when I was younger, that's just my perspective. But I think like being able to look back on your childhood, or like the moments that like shaped who you are as a person today, and being able to look back on it, I think would be awesome.
Did you ever go to your family's house and then you look at 8mm reel-to-reel video? Did your family ever have that? I watched that. My dad had a bunch, and we watched it in the basement. We set up a projector screen, and we recorded the camera directly onto the projector screen to convert it to DVDs at the time. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. The ability to see my dad when he was younger and all these things. But now we can construct these stories, these narratives, and they're complete and they're entertaining. I mean, watching black and white footage is entertaining for the first 5 minutes, but then it gets boring, But yeah, so I think that's very cool. We have a really amazing opportunity to do these kind of things. And not only do we get to watch it ourselves as the makers, but we get to share our experiences with other people. And I mean, that opens it up to a whole new realm of people that might be interested in what life is like for a father and daughter in Shanghai or in China. So what would be your demographic then?
I think anybody who's interested in China, or what life is like in China as a child. There's so many videos about China, and there's so many things made about Shanghai, and I didn't see anybody doing what I was doing. So I think it's very niche, but at the same time, I like to make something that, even if you're not curious about this place in Shanghai, you can still appreciate the art or the cinematography that's happening, and I think in that it's something that can appeal to everybody in some way.
So his videos, which are not like mine, are short and compact. You very rarely go over 5 minutes. Most of the time they're around 3 minutes. Yeah, check out his channel. All of his links are going to be below. Oh, I know. He's popular on YouTube, but he's much more popular where?
Meow Pie, Mei Pie, probably the biggest. These are some of the biggest Chinese mobile platforms, and in China a lot of people are looking at videos on their phone, on the subway, or maybe at lunchtime at work. So probably a majority of content is being consumed on a mobile device.
How many subs do you have on Maopai? What's the biggest sub count in China?
Our biggest channel is on Maopai, and we have about 105,000 people now, and we only opened that about 6 months ago.
Wow. How many subs do you have on YouTube?
On YouTube I have about 700 now, and that's after 2 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, part of that is me not knowing how to promote my videos and just being too busy making videos.
So, because it's so China-centric, I think most of the Chinese people really enjoy watching your life here in China. But it'd still be interesting on the outside. Let's see if we can boost his numbers on YouTube. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for talking with me, and watch his videos and follow the journey of him and his daughter. Let's see if we can get Adalie to say anything on camera. I'll just do a little jump cut here and here, and we'll see what kind of reactions we can get from Adalie. Adalie, how old are you?
I'm 7.
7. Next year, what are you going to be?
8.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A tiger.
A tiger. And what do tigers do?
Climb.
Climb.
Eat
And
meat.
eat meat. What's your favorite meat to eat?
Tiger.
So you're going to be a tiger that eats other tigers? No tigers are going to like you. What's your favorite food?
Sushi. Oh,
Sushi. If you had all the money in the world, what would you buy?
A chair.
A chair. What kind of chair?
A rock chair.
A rocking chair?
No.
No.
A chair that's made out of rock.
Would your dad move the rock chair? How heavy is your rock chair?
Drop in the water.
So if you wanted to sit in your rock chair, you would have to dive into the water to get to the chair.
Yeah.
You're moving around a lot. I can't catch up with you. You're all over the place. I'm losing you. I'm losing you.
I'm dancing.
You're dancing. What grade are you in? 3.
No, 2.
2nd grade? Does Aiden go to your school too?
No, he
No,
doesn't
no.
go to any school.
He's not too old, too young, right? He's too old to go to school. He's an old man. Right?
How old are you?
How old do I look? How old am I? You tell me.
1.
I'm 1? I'm 1 years old.